created, he created us different than men. Okay, you know, and as women, and sometimes it is a thorn to be a woman because we are givers, we're nurturers. So when you have ministries like Be Free Ministries, it is such a blessing to the kingdom because we're a population that has to endure a lot of things, and we react differently to society than others, than men. We react differently to God than men. Amen. So we need something different just for us. Amen. I mean, we love to gather with all the saints, men and women and children, but thank God for things like this that can really pour into us. So I am a member of Triumphant Tabernacle Christian Fellowship in Durham. My pastor is Pastor Billy Russell, his wife, First Lady Drusilla Russell. And thank the Lord for their empowering me and giving me the approval to come. But I thank God for them, my leaders. I thank God for Minister Humphrey. I thank God for her mama, who I love so much. And just all of you. Those are all my accolades. And my husband, in his absence, Minister John Russell, he gave me his blessing as well. Said he was praying in the bed. He was praying. Rolling over. Bless God. So I am so honored to be talking about beauty within, because I really believe that God has grown me and groomed me and matured me to be able to value what's within versus what's outside. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I think, just a little bit about me, you know, I grew up in a household where I had mom and dad, and so, you know, very balanced family, and, you know, my parents poured into me all the time, and into my sister. And, you know, the importance of balance and stuff like that. But what I learned growing up is certain things matter more than others. And my parents are Christians, and went to church and all that good stuff. But what I found growing up is external seemed to weigh a lot heavier than the internal. You know what I mean? And, you know, make sure you got lotion on your legs so you look ashy. I mean, little stuff. You know, put Vaseline on your face when you're little so you be shiny. You know, make sure your hair is right, and you cross your legs, and you say please and thank you, and okay, make sure you go to college, get a car, get a house. You know, it's a lot of the external things. So to concentrate on the inside is very different. It's not something, even though we go to church all the time, to really get down to the nitty-gritty is something that we really need to do in order to enhance what's inside. So what I want to talk about is beauty within. And I'm grateful because I have learned the value, the true value, and I'm still learning, but the true value of what's inside. So we're going to talk about that. So by definition, the first thing I thought of was beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You've heard that before. And that statement alone is a little problematic because, you know, the beholder is the one that does the judging. And for us, that's society. I mean, that's much louder than God. Society, the external, is the beholder. And for us, we succumb to the pressure, bless God. But we're going to try to balance that out today. Amen. It's very lopsided, and it causes us to concentrate just solely on the external, and we forget about the inside. And so we put ourselves through the ringer trying to be, you know, approved and loved and appreciated and all those things. Hey, Mama, God bless you. Come on here, Mama. Didn't drive by, bless God. Amen. So here's the list. I thought about all the things, the external, materialistic things that we do. Crazy us. All for beauty. So we have magic creams that claim to take out the wrinkles and get the little crow's feet and all this up in here. We have skin lightening creams for the dark spots. We have plastic surgery that plagues our nation. Okay, nothing's real anymore. We have extreme diets. We have P90X. I myself have done insanity. The things we put ourselves through. I'm just saying, and not to say that anything's absolutely wrong with that stuff. But it creates an imbalance because then we just get bombarded, and that's all we think about, and that's what we see on TV all the time. what else I have? Our nail appointments. Okay, yeah, so, no. Our nail appointments and our hair appointments and all the shoes we can wear. We have so many shoes and outfits and I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is, but that's our society.
Yes.
Okay, so that's us. We're a product of it. But we overwork ourselves, our external selves, while our internal selves sometimes lay dormant.
Wow.
We don't grow that up.
Wow.
So that's why we're here today. We're going to create balance. So firstly, we need to recognize the vices. I call the vices the beauty killers.
Okay.
The internal beauty killers that affect our true beauty. So for those that may want to take notes, I'll try to simplify it. But beauty killer, number one, your world system.
Oh, yes. Say that.
The world system include your family.
Okay.
It includes your friends, lovers, teachers, church community. I named these 5 things: family, friends, lovers, teachers, and our church/community, because these are the people that I feel heavily impact us. These are the people, like for example, family, that's the first impression we get of love and acceptance pouring into. So as soon as we come out the womb, into mama's arms, daddy's arms, our guardian's arms, whoever it is, that's the pouring in. So siblings, sibling rivalry, sometimes that creates, they often talk about the middle child. They have their own little issue. World system. We have friends that can also impact our lives, positive, negative, whatever it is. Our lovers, your husband, wife, exes, all of them have some way, shape, or form poured into you or even taken something from you that caused you to look at your beauty differently.
That's good.
Your teachers, those that in school, because most of our time, especially as children, are in school.
That's right.
We bond with them sometimes more than we do our own families because we're with them so many hours of the day. Your teachers impact you. And our church and community absolutely can play you. And in church and community, I was going to create an extra bullet, but I was just thinking overall our culture.
Okay.
Because our culture, especially as African American women that we're here, we have a whole nother level of what beauty is.
Yes.
And I wrote down this. So for us, we objectify light skin, big booty, good hair, those types of, light eyes, we put ourselves, and this is put into us like almost from birth, by, and our family don't know they do it. They may talk about it, or sometimes they're like, oh, you so black. Like, but
right.
think of, come on, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Who's the lightest one in the family? Who's the dark? And it's so crazy, but this is stuff that's generationally we've always, as African Americans, carried. And it impacts us, admit it or not. And today we need to be admitting that stuff to ourselves. This is how you grow. You talk about what's there. So these are the things that have impacted us in how we see ourselves. So another thing, so we said our world system can be a beauty killer, or at least impact our view on beauty, as well as our heart condition. Our heart condition can also impact how we see ourselves on the inside, how beautiful we are, how beautiful we appear to be. So, as my sister mentioned, I just completed a series with our Girlfriends Women's Ministry, and the series talked about 7 thorns that we as women oftentimes experience in our flesh that affect our relationships. So, when I say our heart condition is also a vice or can be a beauty killer, I mean the condition of your heart when it comes to you're experiencing those 7 thorns: bitterness, cruelty, hopelessness, self-esteem, selfishness, rage, and unforgiveness. Our hearts can carry all that and even at the same time. Okay? Bitterness, things that have happened in our past, things that we've done that we haven't quite even forgiven ourselves for, can create bitterness. Cruelty. Cruelty, we don't think cruelty is something that, surely I can't be cruel.